Hello, everyone. Don't you love my filter today? So, I'm here to discuss the energy of Akashic records because I have a certification coming up that I think is going to be awesome for you. So, for people that don't know me, my name is Robin and I own a business called Robin's Healing. And I have been a healer probably for a very long time. Hi, Isabel. If you would like me to do a little Akashic records on you, I absolutely can while I still discuss the energy of the program. So, as I was saying, I've been a healer for a very long time. I know that I came into this world with gifts, and it's taken me a long time to really, and I'm saying long time, I'm only 35, but I went on quite a journey of feels like forgiveness and forgiving myself and things like that. So, a big part of the Akashic records is we're able to tap into healing, knowledge, and wisdom. We start to learn how to let go of the ego and how to start trusting our vibes, etc. Isabel says yes. Okay, so what we do in the Akashic Records often is we'll come up with 2 questions specifically. So this way, we're focusing on goals and things like that. So the other thing that I'm offering is Hi Joanne is a VIP program as well. So if you feel like you're like, okay, I think I want more help, more coaching, things like that, I'm going to add for an additional cost the digital program that I've already taught, which is completely different from this group. A week's worth of WhatsApp coaching on our week off. As well, I'm going to give you 4 extra coaching sessions, so you have one each week. So that way you can get really intense into this. Otherwise, you're getting 2 one-on-one sessions with me and you're attending each week. And I changed the dates over to July 5th, and that's going to run through August 16th. And again, if you're doing the regular program, then we're going to take July 26th off, and then that way it gives us some time to integrate. So it just depends on where you are. But I'm really focusing on, as I was just talking about, the element of ego, like really helping. It feels like spiritual entrepreneurs and people who like really want to help themselves and really people who really want to help others or really just start adapting to this new way of living. So there's no coincidence that I'm kind of creating the program the way that I am, but you can always purchase a digital program that I've already created for $2.99, which is awesome. So you won't get the coaching, but you could always take that program and still get some coaching with me. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go into Isabel's records. Okay. So what I do is I take a minute here to connect, and I'm already starting to put a little pressure on my chest. And I'm breathing. So for her, I already know that tapping would be beneficial. So EFT is something that we're going to be learning in week 2. And so I'm getting the word trust as well with her, and she's not coming up with any questions. So we're gonna ignore it, and I'm just gonna listen. But there's no coincidence that the words are coming up around trust, because that's kind of what we're working on in the program, is to help, again, people learn how to trust their instincts, trust their vibes, to trust spirit and things like that. Because our records are all about the past, present, and future. They are the records of your life, of all of your life in all forms. We can do this with trees and animals and everything. So it's really, really cool to get all that knowledge and wisdom. So right away, if we go into her, the other thing we're working on in week 6 is tracking patterns. So patterns of behaviors, things like that. Believing in yourself, moving onward with some sound healing. So it's interesting. Oops, I didn't understand. I needed to ask 2 questions. Sorry, I'd like to know if I'm on the right track into my growth. Okay, interesting. Yeah, there's a lot going on there for sure. But that's what's kind of coming up is patterns, right? A big thing in the Akashic Records, what we learn how to do is how to release stress, how to release tension, and we trust that we're always going to get the knowledge and wisdom that we need in this space. But we start to feel really peaceful when we're in this space. And we start to take action on the things that we're feeling guided towards. So that's what's coming up for you is... like we also learn about spirit guides and ascended masters. And a big thing I'm feeling like I'm going to be working a tiny bit of like I'm adding a little bit of yoga in, but when I say yoga, it's just more about like how to move energy in your body. And it's interesting, I just signed up for my 300 hours in addition to my 200 for yoga, so I can really, for myself, work on physical. So that's what I got for you, Isabel, is I think you would benefit from the program for the sake of like releasing that stress. I know you recently were discussing on Facebook about the need to balance chakras. Chakra balancing is in week 3 when we do this, and I also added healer's guidance so we can start working on as healers or as guides for people, that we can also tap into our own guides, because I feel like forgiveness work is really important for you and everybody, and for myself, because it's learning how to shift and grow from experiences. We do inner child work, things like that. So it's how we're receiving energy is really important as well. So we have to be open to receiving. We have to be an open channel and vessel. And so that's where I can teach you the process of this, okay? You're talking about the energy of like right track into my growth. What I'm getting is that we go through stages in life. So it's like, I just went through a stage for myself where I was kind of giving everything I had to somebody else because they needed me. And now I've like put that to a stop, and I'm coming back to focus back on myself. So that's what I'm kind of getting with you, is to really connect to what stage you're in your life. If you look at the 4 stages of life, from a shamanism standpoint, we have like the first 27 years, we're learning about the self. The next 27 years is about family and children and things like that. And then we go through our midlife crisis and we try to like refigure out who we are. And then we get into our elder shield, which a lot of people don't get into because they kind of mess their lives up. So asking yourself too, in terms of my stages with endings and new beginnings, that's what's coming up for you. But there's more shadow work, there's more forgiveness, there's more looking at, if you're into black and white sometimes, go in between. It's about the in-between energy, okay? So again, if you're hopping on, you'd like, if you have a question, I can do an energetic reading around that. But the other thing with this Akashic Records program, and again, you can inbox me if you have questions, or go into my booking link and do a free 30-minute call with me, and I can explain some things more for you. But we're going to be doing some past lives, we're going to be doing some future readings, and you're going to be learning also, very similar to what Isabel's energy was discussing, is, what is my purpose? Why am I here? In week 1, we start working on our gifts, learning how we work best, things like that. Especially when we go into past lives, it's quite deep. It's probably the strongest one that we work on. We're not doing that until later on in the program as we develop these skills, but it is really important to understand, maybe why you're here, what are some of your lessons, etc. So these are just really basic things that the records can teach us. And of course, chakra work is super, super important. Because when we can start to learn about the chakras and where our blocks hang out, then we can start to identify through different techniques that I teach you how to just like literally feel energetically better in your physical body, which is super needed for a lot of people right now. You'll notice that your physical body just feels a lot better. As well, we learn a lot about sleep and nighttime and things like that, and how we can remove energy through when we're sleeping as well. It doesn't always have to be here in wake time. So there's a lot of stuff that comes up. We learn about dimensions and how to really shift, which is beautiful. So does anyone have any questions while I'm hopping on here? I did some YouTube videos talking about this, Facebook videos, but it's all on YouTube. So I'll probably be saving this and putting that on there as well. It's going to be a positive group because I really set that intention. We're going to be learning about the higher self as well. So what is the intuition? How do we access that energy? As well as a lot of I'm saying a little bit of crystal work, but I feel like this group really wants to learn more about crystals, which can be quite powerful when we start to incorporate them into our work. It makes us and other people feel better. So those are just a couple tools that we're going to start learning. It might be an intense program for you, but I think intense can be good because if you really want to grow, as we were just talking about, then you kind of have to step into that light in order to clear out what you need to embrace life and to improve where we are. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.